Now it is time for some instructional videos in which I will talk you through my lock-picking process. These videos will feature locks with increasing difficulty, and the easiest in this series is an Abuse padlock from Germany a friend sent me along with the other locks I'm going to show. Now, from what I understand, these Abuse locks are found pretty much everywhere in Germany, and apparently they have 3 mushroom pins. Don't know if they are driver or key pins though. Since my friend did not send me the keys to this lock, we will pick it without any information. Okay, so here it is. It is quite a large lock and feels pretty sturdy and well made. First thing, we turn the lock and have a look at the keyway. Now let's go through our 5 steps of picking a lock we have learned in the previous lecture. Step 1. Insert tension range in the keyway and apply slight pressure on the tension range. Now there are several ways of inserting the tension range, either on the bottom side or the top side. I prefer the top side and turn the lock in my hand. That way I have more space in the keyway for my lockpick, but that is just personal preference. Alright, as I've said before, put in the tension range and place your index or middle finger on the end of the tension range. You can see in my hand muscle how little force I apply on the plug, but as you can see, even with a bit of pressure, the plug starts to move. Getting the right feel on how much pressure you need to apply is simply a matter of trial and error. With time, things will get easier. Step 2. Use a pick of your choice, in my case a hook, and start to determine the binding order of the pins. But before that, I generally go in with the hook and feel the positions of the pins. Once I got a feel for the pins, I check the binding order. So here I just go in from the front to the back and confirm that I indeed am dealing with a 5-pin lock. Let's check which of the pins is the stiffest now once we apply tension to the whole system. The first one is pretty squishy, so I'm quite sure it's not number 1. So we check number 2, and this one feels great, and indeed we just did step 3, which is raise the binding pin to the shear line. Since this is a voiceover, we cannot hear the clicking sound of the properly set pin. But if you go back a few seconds, you can see a slight rotation in the plug and in the tension range, which confirms that pin number 2 is set. After pin number 2 was set, I checked on pin number 1 again just to realize it was pretty stiff, so I set it. Now comes step 4. Find the next binding pin and set it. And now the 5th and final step. Repeat until all pins are at the shear line. Pin number 4 feels pretty awesome, and with a bit of pressure from the hook, we set it. Pin 3 feels good and is set, as you could see from the plug's rotation at the 3-minute mark. Pin number 5 was a bit tricky, since it is pretty far back and quite stiff. But after some release from the tension range, while simultaneously applying more pressure with the hook on the pin, I was able to set it. And just like that, I opened the Abuse lock. Again, to reiterate, step 1, insert tension range, get a firm grip on the lock, and apply slight pressure. I personally prefer to place my index finger at the end of the tension range, since I have the best control there. Step 2, determine binding order. Step 3, set first binding pin to the shear line. Step 4, find the next binding pin. And step 5, repeat the previous steps. And if you follow these rules and start practicing, you will pick your first lock in no time.